enchanted lamp within the time-honored confines of Samarkand resided a tender-hearted maiden named Aya. She stood apart from the crowd, her unquenchable curiosity and ability to unearth the extraordinary within the commonplace setting her apart. Despite her magnetism that drew admiration from many, Aya remained blissfully unaware of the adoration she garnered. Aya's favorite place in Samarkand was the bustling market square. Here, she would browse the myriad of shops, bathed in the scent of spices and the cacophony of buyers and sellers haggling over prices. One day, among the usual ceramics and textiles, Aya spotted a dusty old lamp. It was ordinary, but something about it attracted Aya. She traded her favorite scarf for the lamp and excitedly hurried home. Upon returning home, Aya commenced the task of cleaning the lamp. As her fingers made contact with the lamp's surface, a sudden and vigorous trembling overtook it. In an instant, a tumultuous cloud of smoke burst forth, metamorphosing into a genie of grand proportions, exceeding all expectations. The genie introduced himself as Asim, the dweller of the lamp, and promised to grant Aya 3 wishes in return for freeing him. Aya, still in shock, could hardly believe what she was witnessing. Gathering her thoughts, Aya made her first wish. She wished to know the most extraordinary stories in the world. Asim, with a flourish of his hands, granted her wish. Suddenly, Aya found herself in a realm of stories, a fairyland where all the tales she had heard as a child came to life. The world was filled with magical creatures, grand castles, and endless adventures. In this extraordinary world, Aya met a brave knight, a cunning sorcerer, a beautiful princess, a benevolent dragon, and many other fascinating characters. Each one had a captivating tale to share. Her days in Fairyland were filled with boundless joy and wonder. She listened to stories that made her laugh, cry, and everything in between. Each tale was more enchanting than the last. Sim, who accompanied her in Fairyland, reminded her that she still had 2 wishes left. Aya paused, absorbed in the wonders around her. She felt that she had everything she could ever dream of. But then, Aya remembered her home, her parents, the market square, the city of Samarkand that had been her world before. Suddenly, Fairyland seemed just a little distant, a little incomplete. Aya made her second wish then. She wished to share the wonderful stories she had encountered with her people. Asim smiled his warm, all-knowing smile and granted her wish. Instantly, Aya found herself back in Samarkand, the enchanted lamp still in her hand. The market square buzzed with its usual energy, and Aya could not wait to start sharing the magical stories she had learned. Word quickly spread about the mystical tales Aya had to share. People from all walks of life gathered around her in the market square, captivated by her enchanting narrations. Samarkand became a city of stories. The tales from Fairyland filled its streets and homes, bringing joy, hope, and fascination to its people. Aya's stories brought the city even closer together. Aya, content and overjoyed, was ready to use her last wish. She made a heartfelt wish for Asim to be free. Asim, touched by Aya's kindness, thanked her and disappeared in a puff of smoke. It was then that Aya noticed the lamp had lost its luster and become an ordinary object. Yet, for Aya, it was a beautiful reminder of an extraordinary journey. Aya continued to narrate her enchanting stories, captivating the city with tales of bravery, love, and magic. Her tales transformed Samarkand into a city of extraordinary dreams. Ages passed, and Aya left this world, but her stories lived on. They transformed into the legendary Arabian Nights, whispered from generation to generation, filling the world with magic. Even today, in the city of Samarkand, on a quiet night, if you listen close enough, you can still hear whispers of Aya's tales, carried by the wind, resonating through the ages. And some say, if your heart is pure, and your belief is strong, you might even glimpse a sim, floating in the night sky, listening to the tales he once shared with a curious girl. The tales from the Enchanted Lamp continue to inspire countless people, reminding them that the ordinary can be extraordinary if only one dares to dream and believe. Aya may no longer be among us, but her spirit lives on through her stories. They are a testament to curiosity and her remarkable journey from a humble market square to the magical realm of fairyland. So, whenever you find an old, dusty object, remember Aya and her enchanted lamp. For who knows, it might just be the start of your very own magical journey. And friends, is the enchanting tale of Aya and her adventures in fairyland. A tale of curiosity, magic, and the extraordinary power of stories. A tale that lives on, keeping the Arabian Nights forever aglow. Doggy Care Adventure. In a bygone era, nestled within a modest town, resided a lad named Max. Among his many affections, an exceptional fondness for animals, particularly dogs, held sway. Each day would see him traverse the streets of his town, tending to the needs of every canine he encountered. This ritual, as steadfast as the rising sun, wove itself into the fabric of his daily life. His first stop was always at Buster's house. Buster was a big, cheerful golden retriever who always greeted Max with a wagging tail and sloppy kisses. Max would lovingly touzle Buster's gleaming fur, ensuring his comfort, refreshing his water, and engaging in rousing games of fetch. Buster relished the affection and frequently trailed after Max, eager to accompany him on his subsequent endeavors. A playful and energetic beagle who loved to race with Buster and Max through the park. After playing with Daisy, Max would gently brush her coat and check her paws. Daisy adored Max's visits and would wag her tail happily. Following in line was Bo, a leisurely bulldog that held a strong affinity for basking under the sun's warm embrace. Max, attentive as ever, would furnish Bo with delectable treats and lavish scratches behind his ears, an act that unfailingly brought about Bo's contented delight. They would all visit Luna next, a shy and gentle German shepherd. Max would speak in soft tones to Luna to not scare her, and slip her favorite treat under her doghouse door. After Luna, Max and his canine parade would go to visit Tippy, the lively Chihuahua. Tippy would dance around in excitement, making everyone laugh. Max would wash Tippy, give him some food and water, and then they would all continue again. Hearing the pitter-patter of happy paws was Max's favorite sound in the world. Max, Buster, Daisy, Bo, Luna, and Tippy would walk down the street together, making heads turn wherever they went. This was a daily scene in their small town. After their walk, they would go to the town's park. Max would bring a ball and they would all play. It was the highlight of their day. Tippy would try to steal the ball, jumping and yapping. Daisy and Buster would run after him, while Luna watched from a safe distance. Bo, of course, would snooze. Max loved these moments. Despite the chaos and the noise, he wouldn't trade it for anything else. He felt immensely happy when around his canine friends. After playtime, Max would guide his doggy parade back to their respective homes, saying goodbye to each with a gentle pat and a promise to return the next day. As the sun began to set, Max would return home, dirty and tired but with a happy heart. He looked forward to doing it all over again the next day. And so, day after day, Max would take care of all the dogs in his town. It was a responsibility he cherished, and it brought him fulfillment and happiness. People began to notice Max's efforts. They admired the young boy's dedication and loved how he took care of all the dogs. His actions brought the community closer. They decided to organize an annual Doggy Day to honor Max and his furry friends. It was celebrated with games, treats, and lots of love for the dogs. Max was always the star of the show. He would lead the dog parade, entertain the crowd with tricks, and even judge a Best in Show contest. And at the end of the day, he would proudly walk home with his canine family, their tails wagging happily, knowing Max was living his dream. A dream centered around his love for dogs. A dream that inspired others in his community to love and care for animals. His actions were testament to the saying, kindness begins with understanding. Max understood his doggy friends' needs, and he met them with immense love. He proved that age does not define the impact one can make. Max was a young boy, yet his actions changed his community and brought them together. The story is a light-hearted one, filled with laughter, fun, and a lot of wagging tails. But it also carries a message of love, care, and unity. So, this is the story of Max, the doggy carer, who brought a town together and taught them the joy of caring for animals. And remember, like Max always says, this is the way, the doggy care way.